Hey everyone, hope your day is going well. I was inspired by two YouTubers, Owen Cook and Ralph Smart, who recently came out with videos about how to handle pain and talked about healing. So I wanted to give my perspective on going through pain and the healing process. Pain. No one likes to talk about pain. No one likes to go through pain. But in a way, and it's hard for me to accept, pain allows us to grow, right? When you go to the gym, you have to exercise your muscles. You put stress on your muscles, and then the muscles grow with consistent effort. A lot of times when you make mistakes, you learn lessons from the pain. You wouldn't have learned these lessons if you didn't have to go through this period. Also, a lot of people are not gonna like this example, but it's personal to me, and I'm not saying that it is by any means advantageous. It's not. This whole COVID example, which is terrible, many people have died, many people have lost loved ones, people are out of jobs and everything. I've experienced what I've experienced, but ultimately the positive aspect of that for me was that it's a big wake-up call to start living my life, to start being authentic to myself, to stop caring about the things that don't mean anything, to stop caring about the superficial things that mean nothing in our lives that can be taken away like that. Anything can be just taken away. Instead, I started focusing on self-love, focusing on my family and friends, the people that matter to me the most, spending time with my papa. If I never lost my job, I would have never devoted my time to spending time with my grandmother. Again, I'm not saying that the epidemic was a positive thing, but I'm just saying with that, there were positive lessons from anything. Positive growth. I am not the same person that I was prior to 2020. I am different. I have done more introspection. I've had more life experiences. I am a completely different person, and so is each and every one of you. Anyway, that was my point about pain. I think society teaches us to find this stable path, this path of least resistance, not really to go out on your own, to do what you want to do, to live your true purpose, right? They say, oh, do this, you want the safe route, you want the security. But we realized in 2020 that nothing is really secure, right? Anything could be taken away. Life changes. Take, for instance, the jungle. If I go out in the jungle for 2 days, I'm gonna have a tough time, because instead of being my egocentric person in the city, oh, Michael Nicastro has this good job, he has his family. No, I'm in the jungle, I'm trying to survive for my life. There's lions and tigers out there which can eat me, so I'm not that big after all when I'm in the jungle trying to survive. When you're in nature, you see the big picture. You see that you're just a small piece of this landscape, this world that we're in, right? So it's a real humbling experience. In nature, things happen all the time. There's things that change, right? Change in our lives, shouldn't that be natural too? If we could learn to change our perspective on things not going our way, change our perspective on pain, and actually learn to adapt and adjust from these experiences. Because when things are all sunshine and roses, do we really try to grow? No, we just try to enjoy the moment. YouTuber Ralph Smart says, your breakdown is your breakthrough. Your towering moment where people, places, and things that used to resonate with you are being taken away. They're being stripped out of your life. That, I believe, is a sign to rebuild the foundation of who you are. You're evolving. A lot of times in our healing process, we think it's a logical step-by-step approach. You feel like you're going backwards, but in reality, you're just going deeper. You're going deeper within to change those conditioned patterns that you've developed over the years. And you're developing a new identity of who you are as a person. And that's beautiful. So my point is that pain is not comfortable, pain doesn't feel good, but in a way, it's natural and it helps us grow, okay? It helps us evolve. It helps us see things that we wouldn't have seen. People are afraid to go through pain. People are afraid to make mistakes. I'll give you an example of how making a mistake actually created a great efficiency. Like, go eat. Wait, hold on. Go eat, Light. Get out of the closet. Come on. Come on, go eat. Go eat. Come on, go eat. Come on, Light, let's go eat. Come on, Light, let's go eat. Light doesn't want to eat because of the rain. So I'll give you an example of making a mistake which created a great efficiency. And this is really not even a big deal. I was working in a restaurant, and the first month of me being a manager, I used to do the hourly positions like server and bartender. I wasn't really accustomed to how to actually be a manager, right? So we had a private party, it was about 15 people. They were young kids and they wanted cocktails. What was I saying? So this was a Friday night, they all wanted cocktails, and it was busy. The restaurant seats 150 people, there was only 2 bartenders, and I was like, you know what, we can get you bottles of wine, we can get you a couple bottles of wine right now, or champagne to get the party started, and you can get cocktails later. I was like, if you want to order cocktails right now, the bar's a little bit backed up, it's gonna take some time. At that time, I put the cocktails in, the restaurant was smashed. Cocktails were gonna take 20 minutes, I told my general manager. He was like, okay. Fast forward, like 20-30 minutes, cocktails are delayed, the guests are upset, and we devised a solution that night, which was creating pitchers of cocktails and putting them on the table with glasses. so they could serve themselves, these guests. So that kind of saved the day. After that, we realized that having private parties order cocktails is going to be a normal thing, and we need to be prepared for this, and the bar will not be able to accommodate. So we created 3 pre-batch cocktails in bottles that were just needed to be poured out over ice, specifically for special events. Of course, I got reprimanded by my general manager, but anyway, this small mistake, this small not knowing, created opportunities for growth, created opportunities for learning. Anything could be a traumatic experience. A lot of it happens when we're younger, related to our family. There's also past life traumatic experiences. And it's also, you can have a traumatic experience whenever. So our mind tends to latch on to the negative experiences, traumatic experiences, and we get what Eckhart Tolle says, like a pain body attack sometimes. Okay, you get triggered by these negative past experiences. Positive memories, you don't feel this like negativity. You don't feel this trigger. I talked about pain, traumatic experiences, why I think it's a natural part of life and how it helps you grow. So now let's talk about how to actually heal, from my opinion. And I am by no means healed. I think I'm always going to be a work in progress. I'm always going to be a student in learning more and understanding myself throughout the different stages of my life. So I just want to get that out there. I realized on my personal journey that my past negative experiences have subconsciously blocked me from taking action in a new direction. I think a first step, this is not like a step-by-step proven guide to healing, but I think one of the first points of actually beginning the healing process is changing your perception of a negative experience. It's definitely hard to. Think of a negative experience as a lesson. It's showing you that it's time to grow. A breakdown is a rebirth. Maybe the pain signifies that you've fallen out of alignment on your own personal path, your soul path, your mission. You're getting stuck in this crowd, stuck in this job that you don't like, stuck hanging around these people, addicted to certain things. Maybe it's showing you to move forward in another direction. A lot of times when we have anxiety and pain, we have physical manifestations that show up in the body. And if we keep them unchecked, they become worse and worse, whether it be heart palpitations, headaches, migraines. Your mind, body, and soul are connected. Your body stores past memories and experiences in the cells, Chinese medicine. So I think it's important to change your perception of the idea of pain as being a solely bad thing. Try to find the positive in it. Usually when something doesn't go as planned, it creates a dramatic experience, which can cause us to confront the limitations of our resources for the specific goal. And with that, we begin to question the meaning of life, the point of life. Why did I do this? Why am I doing this? Okay, so change your perception of pain as not being a horrible thing all the time. Of course it stinks in the moment. After that, I think it's important to acknowledge the pain, to sit with the pain, to understand the pain. Think about why you're feeling a certain way. It's not just pain, but really dive deep to the core of why you're feeling a certain way. Oh, you were abused by your family as a child. That's a particular pain point. So to really think about how that felt. Okay, think about how you felt as a child. It's very tough to do this and it's painful, but I believe going through the pain, feeling through it to heal through it is necessary. So once you feel through it, and of course be patient and do it in a sensible way, and you really sit down and acknowledge the pain, because it's so easy to run away from yourself, run away from the pain and avoid it. You don't want to feel it because you're going to feel bad when in thinking about it. But you need to do it, otherwise when someone brings it up indirectly, you're going to get triggered like boom, firework. So sit with the pain, acknowledge it, let it come up. Try to give it the space and the time that it deserves. And this is not like a one-day process. This could take some time. You need to really work on this. Everything is a practice. Once you acknowledge the pain, then I think it's important to do an audit of your life. Do an inventory of your life. See how your actions, see how the people you're surrounding yourself with, see how your job, see how your living situation is influencing this particular pain point. Your family abused you as a child. Are you still living with your family? That's something to think about. That may not be the best choice for you right now. If you're trying to quit smoking and you're hanging around people that always smoke and always offer you cigarettes, maybe you should not hang out with them as much, okay, if you want to quit smoking. So really do an inventory. Strip yourself of all these addictions, people, places, things, substances. Okay, you could be addicted to people too. You could be addicted to people as support. This is codependent relationship. I need this person. I need this drug. I need this food. I need this TV show. You could be addicted to anything. Do an inventory of what's giving energy to your past pain. Then I think it's important to have some integration, to try to have some closure. Say like, okay, I made mistakes, I shouldn't have done this. I was influenced by this group of people and I let go of my core values and I did this thing, or I said this to somebody and I'm sorry. I think the native Hawaiians use a practice called hippopono. I don't know if I said that right. They have this ritual where they say something like, I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you. I think that's a really beautiful healing process. Realize that you're not a bad person. We tend to blame ourselves so much. You're not a bad person. You have good to you. If you acted from your heart, if you acted from love, you're not a bad person. So remind yourself that. And then let it go. Don't stay there. It's important to acknowledge the pain, but don't stay in the pain. I think it's a wonderful thing to have support groups. For example, like childhood abuse support groups. If you meet if this person was abused as a child and they join this support group of other people abused as a child, it's a great thing. They can resonate with each other. They have this shared experience, right? But the thing is, although it's good and they can bond on their pain, it's important not to take the identity of the pain. They have to really begin the process of healing and not stay in this state of, my name is Michael, I was abused as a child. Okay, because in those groups, you're constantly be reminded that you were abused as a child, you were abused as a child. So that's fine, but let's focus on the healing aspect. Let's focus on actually changing and evolving and not staying in the past, not putting a label on ourselves. I appreciate therapy and psychologists, but what I don't like about a lot of their practices is that they have different clinically researched mental illnesses, and it's very easy for them to place a label on you based on your conditions. You are clinically depressed. You have anxiety. You are clinically labeled as depressed, okay? And then you stay with this identity of being depressed. No, so don't stay there. Really grow out of it, and you're not the label and you're not your past. Don't get too comfortable in these support groups. Know that you want to change and you don't want to identify as someone that experienced this. Yes, you experienced it. It is completely valid, but don't stay there. Don't stay there. You don't want to stay in that pain spot. Even with people that are all pain, that's low vibrational. My name is Michael Nicastro, I was cheated on. No, I don't want to have that as my identity. So once you have acceptance and you start to begin the process of changing your identity, then decide really what you want to do. How do you want to move forward? And take small steps. You don't have to take drastic actions. This whole process is going to take a long time. Okay, everything is a practice. You have to be conscious of your thoughts, feelings, and emotions at all times. So sometimes you're going to have days where you have negative thoughts, your thoughts drift. That's okay. But get yourself back on track. You have to consciously hold yourself accountable. You don't want to default back to how you were in the past. So keep a check over your thoughts, feelings, and emotions. Anytime you start to slip back into a negative, fear-based thought cycle, get out of there. Remind yourself what makes you special. Remind yourself that you're not your past. Remind yourself that you have a good heart. Okay, and once you do that, then start taking positive action to change your identity. And I mean small steps. Rome wasn't built in a night. This whole process takes a long time. Small steps. And do something that you love. Do something that you like. Think about what you like. Think about what makes you happy. Think about who you are. And start taking steps to reach that. Start taking steps in that direction. And have faith. Surrender to it. You're not going to have changes overnight. Take small steps. And celebrate the victories. And celebrate the small wins. And once you have the small wins, you can compound the wins. You compound the wins, compound the wins, and then all of a sudden, after some time, you're no longer here anymore. You're up here. You've changed your identity. You've changed your level. You're no longer stuck in this fear-based, trauma-induced state because you did the work on yourself. You did the inner work. You did the inner work on yourself to bring yourself to this level, okay? And then this is your base from now on. Yeah, you might get triggered from time to time, but you're gonna act differently about it. It's not gonna be the same. You are different. So that was my rambly process of healing. Have a conscious relationship with yourself. Be aware of what you're doing, how you're feeling. Everything is a practice, okay? It's gonna take time. First, you're gonna believe it, then you're gonna start doing it, and then you're finally gonna be it, okay? So if you're going through a tough time right now, we all go through pain. I wish you well. I truly do. No one wants to be in this state. I don't either. I'm sending you positive energy and love. If you like what I had to say about this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. Also, feel free to share your opinion on this video too. I don't love pain. I'm beginning the process of changing my perspective on it. Anyway, much love, much blessings to you. Peace.